thank you to the Magpie channel for inviting me on to do a fan cam. My name's Rob. You might have seen me on the channel before, but in fairness, it's actually been ages since I did a fan cam, and I did not imagine I will be doing another fan cam like this, sat in the house. Put me Newcastle top on anyway. I'm going to try and keep it as light-hearted as possible with everything going on, so I hope everyone out there is staying safe and well. Football-wise, there's obviously not a lot to say, unfortunately. Keg mentioned, what am I up to? How am I spending my time without any football, without any Newcastle United? And I'll be honest, I'm not really. This week's been pretty quiet. Normally a week would go around my parents one day. Didn't do that this week. Go out on the Tuesday or the Wednesday to watch the Champions League. Didn't do that this week. It's Friday now. I would normally go out tonight with the lads, or maybe with the missus for a drink. That won't be happening. So what have I done this week instead? Watch telly. That's pretty much it. I'll tell a lie. I actually did pop round to my parents last night just for a little bit because with all of this potential self-isolation stuff coming up, I think they might be doing that. I'm not sure, so I wanted to go around and say hello. I went to see my granda last week because I don't know when I'm going to see him again. So yeah, if you do get into it, it is a bit doom and gloom. For obvious reasons, but I'm trying to keep it light anyway. So what am I going to be doing? Thankfully I've got Netflix and I've got Amazon. I've got Sky and I've got Sky Sports, but there's not a lot to watch on there. But actually I did see that if you have Sky Sports, you're actually able to ring in and pause it for 3 months. So if anyone's paying for the Sky package, like I only just got it beginning of the year. I was on BT, but it was not as good. So if you do have Sky Sports and you want to pause it because there's nothing on, you can do that. So I think I might look into doing that. I've got a YouTube channel as well. I'm sure Keg will stick it in the description for us. But I've got a few videos that I've been meaning to do for a while that I've never had the time to do. So I'm hoping I might find some time to get those done. I'm not 100% locking myself into the house, as I've said. I'm just trying to be careful, I think, is the main thing. And I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to say everyone lock yourselves away. I think it's just picking and choosing what you do. Trying to stay away from the busy pubs. I mean, there's no football on for me, which is why I wasn't there this week. I think I'm still going to go out for walks. I'm still going to try and do stuff. Well, that's what they're calling it, isn't, like social distancing rather than isolation. So unfortunately the missus said about finally getting around to doing some decorating, which is very upsetting. I thought I'd tried to avoid I think I've probably avoided that for just about long enough. So I think at the weekend we might go and get some paint and stuff from B&Q or whatever, so I'll probably end up doing that. So yeah, just trying to keep busy, trying to potter around, and that's what they're saying, isn't it? If you've got a book that you've not read, or you've wanted to learn the guitar, this is the time to do it. So as I say, trying to keep a positive light on everything that I'm saying. In terms of football, who knows what's going on? It was meant to come back at the beginning of April. I can't see it happening. They're already talking about moving it back to the end of April. The Euros is being cancelled, which is an absolute nightmare. I was really looking forward to that as well. Bit of sun, few drinks, Euros, it's all gone. So short term, I've got a few plans in mind. Long term, who knows what I'm going to be up to. But who knows? Maybe Newcastle will get an 8th of the FA Cup. Or maybe we'll get given it because we've scored the most goals, and we can have an open top bus ride and everyone can wave from the window because we're not allowed outside. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Fingers crossed things pick up in some way, shape or form eventually. But as I keep saying, for you guys, just stay safe. Do what you think's right, I think, is the sensible thing to say. And yeah, thank you for the Magpie channel for having me on. Keep it going, lads. We need something to watch in this time, so I'm looking forward to the videos. But thanks, guys. Catch you later.
Shorty Rick here, behalf of the Magpie channel. Just giving you my thoughts on the coronavirus ordeal. Sorry, good things came boring. Football was a little bit boring. No sport is boring, to be fair. On the weekend, it's weird. I suppose I'm not finding an excuse to have a couple of beers, so possibly healthier. No, I think obviously it's just shite, innit? But I think you can't put the season null and void. I think you've got to play. Definitely got to play the season. Obviously Euros has been pushed back. I think it's unfair for any team for it to be, wherever they are, for it not be finished. I think it's weird as well, like what happens going into next season. I just don't think that works at all. So you've got to finish the season. I think for Newcastle, I think for most of the teams at the bottom, no idea if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I suppose every player should be fit. Go from there. Maybe it might be work out well for us. Obviously the players get trained a bit more eventually, but I don't know how quick they're going to be going to games, so it's just one of those. We'll just wait and see. I think for England, tremendous opportunity. Kane will be coming back, Rashford will be coming back, hopefully Foden's played some more games, a couple more of the young ones come through. I think it could work out really well for England. I think that old saying, it's coming home, could ring true. Me personally, I'm in quarantine for 12 weeks. My youngest daughter's got a heart condition, so luckily my graft has been tremendous and I'm working from home from Tuesday. I'm actually on holidays at the moment. My wife was meant to be in New York, but so it's worked out alright for me in a sense, in terms of I can still work. Obviously it's a worrying times for a lot of people. I think it's obviously a lot bigger than football, a lot bigger than sport. But yeah, I think luckily I like wrestling, as you all know. A bit of a Ric Flair fan. WrestleMania's over 2 days, just in the Performance Centre, empty arena. I'm still hyped for it, to be honest with you. It's still a bit of sport for me, so I'll have a few beers at that, celebrate. I mean, dress up as good old Rick, I know. But I think probably what we've got to do, obviously, never mind rivalries, anything like that, when football comes back, when we finally beat this virus, everybody's just going to go out to celebrate together. Sport, whether it's rugby, football, just go out on the lash, just have the biggest party we possibly can for weeks. But yeah, so everybody take care. Obviously, thoughts go out with everybody. But yeah, do you want to get out, man?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Pasty Guy here. The lads have asked us to do a video on what I've been doing while there's been no football on. My thoughts on the football being postponed due to the coronavirus and what I think will happen next. Well, to be honest, I've not done much. I think mainly just been staying at home, seeing what's on the telly, see what's on Netflix. I mean, if anyone's got any suggestions for anything on Netflix, hit us up. I know on Saturday I was mainly watching non-league, I think Halifax versus Ebbsfleet. But yeah, I mean, even though I've been boycotting St James's, I've mainly been watching them the pubs, so I can come and speak to Renty and Co, because I know you would all miss watching us eat a pasty and whatnot. But ultimately, I think it was the right decision to postpone everything due to coronavirus, because I think at the minute it's very serious. And if I'm being honest, I think it was ridiculous that it took for Mikel Arteta and Callum Hudson-Odoi to get isolating the Chelsea and Arsenal squads and a couple of Leicester and Watford. Do I think what do I think will happen next? Well, there's a lot of scenarios, isn't there? There's one that the authorities will have to decide. I think football will resume in one way or another. In an ideal world, we'd have fans going back into the stadiums and whatnot, but I think it would be behind closed doors, because we don't know what's going to happen over the next few hours, never mind a month down the line. I think voiding the season or keeping the team finishing the season with the teams as they are could have legal implications one way or another, and I think the authorities will want to avoid that as much as they can. Anyways, that's my 5p on the whole thing. Take care, everyone. Look after each other and yourselves. Use basic common sense, and I hope to see you back again sooner rather than later.
Oh, what do you do about the football season? Get damn good at Formula 1 and Call of Duty and the PlayStation. That's about all I've been doing. Last weekend was absolutely brain numbing without any live sport, sitting around, nothing to do. You're trying to find any sort of sport you can, but there was absolutely nothing, so all you can do is put on the PlayStation on. Been hoping to get out in the golf course as much as possible. The weather's started to pick up a bit now, so yeah, that's my plan going forward. Get to the driving range, get out in the course as much as possible, and yeah, that's about all there really is. In terms of missing the football, the live football, so I gave up my season ticket at the start of the season as part of the boycott, so in terms of not going to the live games, it's not actually much different for me because that's what I've not been going anyway. But just being able to sit in the house and watch it, and go to the pub and watch the late kick-off or the early kick-off or Super Sunday or whatever, just not having that is absolutely brain numbing. And yeah, I've been trying to find any live sport I can. I ended up watching the greyhound racing the other day, which was about the only thing on. So yeah, it's been finding out anything you can to watch, and hopefully get out in the golf course a bit more often. So yeah, in terms of the suspension and I guess what happened next as well, for me the season has to be played to a conclusion. Whenever that may be, it may eat into next year, the start of next season. Obviously the Euros have been postponed this year, which means we've got obviously longer to complete this season. And when the season's resumed, whenever that may be, it might be July potentially, it could be August, could be before that, who knows. But when football is fit to continue, I think the season that we're in currently has to be played to a conclusion. The logistics of that, I don't know how it works, because you've got players out of contract obviously before potentially sort of June, July, etc. But I think this season it needs to be played to a conclusion. There's talk about voiding it and just writing it off. I don't think you can do that when you're this far into the season, although it may be the only option at the end of the day, but I wouldn't like to see that. And there's also talk about just stopping as it is and awarding, for example, Liverpool the title and promotion relegation based on the current standings. I don't think that's in any chance a possibility, because how would it be fair for teams to get relegated when they've got a chance to get out of it? Teams winning the league when, Liverpool are going to win the league, but we all know that, but mathematically Man City could catch them, although it's unlikely to happen, so it's unfair to award titles and stuff. I don't know what they do, what the best way to do it is. There's no easy answer to that. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, for me, whenever football can continue, the season we're in currently has to be played to a conclusion, and then after that, we see where and when we are before picking up the next season.